Good morning, guys. So today we are doing our extension of Standouts and Fizzouts after the Raiders lost to the Detroit Lions. Kind of it was rough. I was gonna say in dramatic fashion. No, it was rough. And so today, yes, Standouts and Fizzouts because everybody has their own edition of winners and losers, risers and fallers. Ours is Standouts and Fizzouts because Standouts players that stood out, Fizzouts because pop. Yes, the greatest thing since sliced bread. We think that it should replace all water. Yes. Let us know what kind of pop you guys drink in the comment section down below. Is it that Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, the Diet Dr. Thunder? I think there's also Squirt out there. Whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below. So, starting out with the Fizzouts, or excuse me, the Standouts, because there weren't a ton of them, especially in this game. Josh Jacobs, to me, just continues to show that yes, he has not exactly gotten going. I don't think he's had over 100 yards this year so far, but I mean, he really was the Raiders' offense. I mean, if there was one, to be honest with you. So, 15 carries, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Also had 2 catches for 27 yards, totaling 88 total yards of offense. He really was like the only bright spot there because Jimmy G was awful. We'll get to him in Fizzouts, definitely. But overall, Josh Jacobs continues to do his thing. He's an absolute standout in every game because he's Josh Jacobs and we love him. So, Marcus Peters also had that interception. Yes, there was. I know he's been kind of the butt end of some jokes this year, but he got a pick that really kept the Raiders into it. I really didn't have a problem with the Raiders' pass defense in this game because it wasn't like Jimmy Garoppolo was throwing it all over the yard. Yes, he went 26 of 37 for 272, a touchdown and an interception. But like I said, it wasn't like he was like really lobbing it out there. It was effective. He was picking up first downs. I think the Lions were 6 of 14 on third down and 1 of 1 on fourth down. So I mean, that really wasn't Jimmy G, or excuse me, that it really wasn't Jared Goff that beat them. Obviously, it was the run game, but overall, Marcus Peters made a heck of a play there. Also, Max Crosby forced that fumble, it looked like, that got the Raiders in good position, even though they did get the ball on their own. And that really did stall that Lions drive, so great job by Max Crosby. Also, being a leader on that defense, seeming to be the only guy that was ever getting the any pressure on Jared Goff. The defense, to me, I guess I can't spell. The defense, to me, I felt played pretty well. Like, yes, Jimmy Garoppolo, not the run defense, the pass defense. So, yeah, again, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't throw it over the yard, did force some incompletions. Would have liked to see more of a pass rush as they only registered 1 sack. I believe it was Nate Hobbs that had the only Raiders sack in this game, but it is what it is there. He is definitely a standout for me, even though there was some rough things in coverage. The Nate Hobbs sack was big. Also, the drive before the half by the offense, that was huge, really putting them into a spot where, hey, they're staying competitive, but what about the rest of the first half? Awful. Really, the rest of the game. You don't score for the rest of the game. I'm gonna lose it. Like it's time for Jimmy G to go. It's time to just clean house on this whole thing. I know I'm probably just going off about too much of this, but I'm done. Like I'm just gonna lose it. So Fizzouts. Run defense, Jahmyr Gibbs, 189 all-purpose yards, and he only caught like a couple of passes. So yeah, he had over 150 yards of rushing, had that touchdown as well. And it wasn't even just Jahmyr. So also Craig Reynolds had 14 carries for 74 yards. I mean, that's over 220 yards of total offense if you're the Raiders defense just running the ball. Awful. So run defense was awful. Offense the entire game, like other than that first drive, that late drive in the second quarter for the Raiders, it just awful. Jimmy G definitely a fizz out. So finished the game 10 of 21 for 126 yards. 126 yards, no touchdowns, 1 pick as well, and it just Aiden O'Connell needs to start the rest of the season. I don't care what needs to happen. Just get this man on the field. Let him do his thing because this is unacceptable. The pass rush, again, you only register 1 sack, count it 1 with Nate Hobbs. I mean, I understand that you played some games. You sent a couple of blitzes, and overall, it wasn't pretty. Luke Masterson, the forced fumble he had there, I think it was on Amon St. Brown or Khalif Raymond, I can't remember. But overall, that was a big-time play. And I believe it was also Robert Spillane that recovered it. So, and actually it was Robert Spillane that forced the fumble too. I think, no, it's actually Max Crosby on the goal line there, but they gave it to Spillane, whatever. The O-line was awful. I think Jimmy G, yes, he was pressured, and I think he got sacked a total of 6 times. Ali McNeil had a career night against that interior offensive line, but Not all of it was on Jimmy G. Like, this offensive line really didn't, in some cases, give him a lot of time. They didn't pick up some blitz as well. Yeah, that is definitely true of it. Robert Spillane on that Porta touchdown. Yikes. Just threw it right over him, no problem. And it was just like, he was defenseless. And so, again, Robert Spillane did have an awful game, but it wasn't one to get in there. But and we also put down Spillane here because, and it really was not just Spillane. It was really what this whole entire run defense, did come and do. It was the tackling aspect. I mean, just Jahmyr Gibbs looked like an all-pro out there. The rejuvenation of Barry Sanders, maybe, but it just awful. Like, run defense was just everybody needs to be running for the next 3 days on that defense for that portion of it. And then Davante Adams. Again, all of my, like 99% of this is on Jimmy Garoppolo because I felt like he is not that guy. But a lot of this is on the playmakers, guys like Jacoby Myers, guys like Davante Adams that need to be able to get open. It was rough. I really felt like this offense has been stagnant over the last couple of weeks. Yes, some of it's on Jimmy G and Brian Hoyer, but you got all these playmakers. They need to be able to make things happen. Davante Adams had that late drop there in the third quarter, I believe, that really was right there to convert on third down that he dropped. So it was just a rough day overall for the Raiders, and something needs to change. Firing guys like Josh McDaniels, I don't know, but it was rough. But that is it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let us know what kind of pop that you guys drink too. Is it that Coke, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, the Diet Dr. Thunder, whatever it is? Let us know in the comment section down below because pop rules and water drools, something like that. But anyway, let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of Raiders Standouts and Fizzouts against the Detroit Lions.